tremendous privilege to be here. Um, Welcome all of you to this session. सबको स्वागत है. Um, I am not going to reintroduce all the speakers because she has already done that work. And since we are running slightly behind the schedule, maybe we can start the business of talking. So what I would sort of request to three of our speakers, the most important thing is to listen to your stories and to compare the stories and to learn something that we can use it in other cities. So instead of talking in one go, if I may request you to take 2-3 minutes, and I have a couple of questions which might guide us this conversation. So maybe I can start with Aamir ji, and if you could tell us 2-3 significant changes that you experienced in your city, Ranchi, which wouldn't happen if there was no smart city mission.
Good morning to all. I'm here to tell a story of Ranchi Smart City. Ranchi, after separation from Bihar, earlier it was the summer capital of Bihar, and now it's a capital city of Jharkhand. Being a very newly created state, Ranchi lacks very infrastructural deficit, I can say, because after being a capital of Jharkhand, the most of the urbanization took place in Ranchi, but the Smart City Mission has given a platform through which we were able to develop a sustainable infrastructure in Ranchi. I will tell you that Ranchi Smart City is developing a greenfield city of 656 acres, in which we are able to construct an integrated infrastructure development work, road network, sewerage network, the GIS power substations, all the urban civic amenities we have already developed in Ranchi Smart City. I think this was possible because of this mission only. And second important thing, in urban governance, the role of IT. We acknowledge that by simple doing a project like ICCC or command control or communication center, we were able to tackle different challenges of the city in a very efficient manner. So 2-3 things just I wanted to highlight. First, the infrastructure part. Second one is the use of information technology. And third, I will talk about the future of the Ranchi Smart City, that we are in a position that in which we are very much assured about the future of this SPV. Because right now we are auctioning the different type of land, residential, commercial, mixed use, institutional particularly, because in Greenfield City we have identified that we have to create a area where the academic excellence sort of things will be there to cater the need and aspiration of the common citizen. So we have proposed 2 university, medical college, different engineering colleges, schools, training college, B.Ed college, and skill development centers also to cater the need and aspiration of the common people, and the residential and the institutional requirement of the city. So we are very much confident that we will continue our SPV after June 24 also.
I'm sure.
And replicate this model in different cities as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Very promising. If I now go to Mr. Anuj Malhotra from Srinagar. and asking the same question, that if there are 2, 3 significant changes that you saw, experienced, led, what would be those 2, 3 significant changes?
Is it audible? Yeah. Good morning. I am General Manager Planning and Urban Development at Srinagar Smart City. The Smart City mission has actually given us, given Srinagar that real catalyst that was required, I would say. And what we could do with that particular funding that we got is actually plan a very comprehensive development paradigm for this particular city. And we know that in Srinagar, in J&K, we were facing a lot of trouble for the past 30-35 years, and the pace of development had almost stalled. It had almost come to a halt, and we could not see any new development taking place. We could not see anything new coming up in the city, and therefore the hopes of the people were also kind of at a standstill. And that's where the mission actually really helped. The mission helped us in making that very big step. And the biggest change that we see in Srinagar today, and I would invite everybody here to come to the city and see it for themselves. The biggest change is that we created as many social spaces as possible in the city. And with the creation of these social spaces, we see that families and people and residents and tourists all coming together in those spaces and meeting from day in until late night. That was something which was not seen earlier, just about two years earlier. And one could see that the other big change that we think that we brought about is also the late night activities in the city. Now, normally what I am in Srinagar since 2016 myself, and we have seen that Srinagar shuts down at 6 o'clock in the evening. And we're very happy that due to the work that was put forward through the mission, we are now witnessing people getting together till 11 or 12 in the night. Now that is something which is incredible, which is actually completely unheard of, and completely which is out of the imagination of a lot of people, including the people in the government itself, because we created it with a hope, but we never thought that it would actually come true. So that is very satisfying to see. I would say that changing in the lives of the people is where people come together and interact socially. I think that's the biggest gift or the biggest satisfaction that we get out of our work.
Thank you so much. Let me now go to New Kolkata. Meghna ji, what are the 2, 3 significant changes that we can see?
Yes. First, I would just like to, before going into that, I would just like to tell a few words about the advantages we had for being a planned city. A totally planned city, as New Town Kolkata is, as you must be knowing. WB Hitco planned the city, and before anything came on actual ground, the total city was laid down on map. So we had planned utility lines, we had planned roads, we had planned institutional area, planned land use, every kind of land use we had planned with us, and after that we have started building the city. And what we have received from Smart City Mission, the city was developing at its own pace, as like any other greenfield city develops gradually. But what Smart City Mission gave us, it has put a trust which has taken the city at least a few years ahead in the line of development. We have projects. Normally what happens, being the city administration, we have to look into basic needs of citizens before going into any aesthetic development or decorative things inside the city. But because of Smart City Mission, we could achieve both simultaneously. We worked on the civic amenities as well as we worked on the aesthetic side of the city as well. We have developed beautiful architectural buildings, beautiful open areas, built up areas because of Smart City Mission with Smart City Mission Fund, and we could innovate, we could work on innovations like just for an example, we have a day creche inside our city which is run by the city authority alone, which is yet to come under the government of West Bengal fold. They are working on it, we are working on it, but the model is the day creche is dedicated towards, with its excellent amenities and preschool education, high standard preschool education, it's dedicated towards the informal worker families and their children. The children come from families with a background of maybe the parents are rickshaw pullers, auto rickshaw drivers, security guards, domestic helps, tea stall owners, and we have strength of 20 children, catering 20 children. Always we have at least 40, 60 in the line, in the queue. We cater from the age of 6 months to 6 years. Whenever a child achieves 6 years, the place is vacant and we pull someone else, we give place to someone else. And that institution has become so popular and children are so happy. I am in constant touch with them, the children. These kind of interventions, and this is very necessary also for the city where so many construction workers are coming and staying with their families. It's a great necessity that we provide such amenities to their children. We are able to provide such amenities to their children. So that I think one project, there are so many others, that I think one project that have created a lot of stuff. The government also, the Department of Women and Child Development, they have also come, they have looked into it and they are planning ways to accommodate it within the regularized framework of government creche system. So we have been able to do that. We have been able to create a radio station, app-based radio station, which I believe could not have been possible without Smart City Fund, because we would have been engaged, engrossed in our civil works only, day-to-day civic necessities only. So the app-based radio, for Newtown, what mattered most, the citizens who came to Newtown and who are regularly coming to Newtown, staying over there, none of them are born and brought up there. So none of them have spent their childhood in this city. So it's a very crucial thing, it's a very critical thing to make them connect with the city landmass, city roads, city gardens, city parks, city assets. So the business club, the government run business club is there, that has been come up. The radio station, what they do, the city residents, they come and perform in various programs which is streamed over the radio station. We are now as on today, we are representing in the Kolkata International Book Fair as well this year. So it has also become very popular with the residents. So like this, some few projects that we have been able to take up because of Smart City Mission, and I really believe Smart City Mission has changed the development paradigm of the city, a greenfield city. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Meanwhile, we are joined by Mr. Thingbaijam Harikumar Singh, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Imphal Smart City. So we are, don't be shy, you can clap as much as you want to. So we were discussing, and I asked a simple question that what are the couple of things, 2-3 significant changes that you have seen in Imphal, which would not have happened without the Smart City Mission. So if you could talk about a couple of changes that you see.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity to share some of my experiences as a CEO of Imphal Smart City. Imphal, as you know, is one of the very historic city dating back its development more than 2,000 years of recorded history, chronologically, dating all the rulers which has been occupied the seat of the kingdom of the erstwhile kingdom of Manipur. So we give lot of in the smart city mission, the current smart city mission, with the projects which have we picked up, and most of these projects have been identified through public consultations, public's the citizens' demand and citizens' desire of what the kind of project they want to have under the smart city. So, so ours, as most of the cities have done it, it's a bottom-up approach of planning and selecting projects. So one of the core concern of all the citizens and most of the citizens were, preserving the rich cultural heritage of the state of Manipur, and particularly in the city of Imphal. So some most significant projects which we have taken up under the Smart City Mission, which otherwise may not have been possible with the kind of funding, being a very small state with a lot of financial issues, with little resources, so without the help and the fundings which we receive through the Smart City Mission, we could not have taken some citizen desired projects which are more specific to heritage development, heritage conservations, and things like that. So maybe you are aware that the cities was used to be governed, used to be administered. Not only the city, but the entire kingdom of the erstwhile kingdom of Manipur was ruled from a fort which is called the Kangla, and this Kangla fort is located right in the center of the city. So all the projects are, most of the projects and the other apart from the Pan City, couple of Pan City projects which we have taken up. Otherwise, the rest of the 25, we have taken up 25 projects in the Smart City Mission. So almost 20 projects are in and around this Kangla Fort. So one of the major success or the major popular project which we have been able to take it up, we have completed almost phase 1 of the project is riverfront development, which is adjacent and just bordering the historic Kangla Fort. So this, which otherwise was a barren land, which was an unutilized in a very pathetic condition, which was lying on the riverside, which we developed into a public space where we provided a rejuvenated the look of the frontal look of the aesthetic look of the fort, where we gave spaces for the public for recreation, for other social activities. There are other health activities, health conscious morning joggers and morning walkers. We have created facilities for them. So this has become a very popular, very significant and very popular and a place of interest for every citizen and every tourist which comes in the city. Apart from this, you must have heard of the very famous, popularly known as the Ima market, which is a market which dates back to about 250 years of its development. It is a market vended by only women. All vendors are women, and this market accommodates almost more than 5,000 vendors of only women vendors, and this is supposed to be the largest women market in the world. Here we have redeveloped did facelifting of the entire market setup. We have made it pedestrianized. We have demotorized the entire sector, and it has really lifted the face of the city of the market, and it has again become one of the most attractive tourist attraction and public recreation and gathering space. So like that, and going back to Kangla, inside the Kangla, we have made it again free of motorized vehicles. We have replaced it with e-vehicles, e-cars, both for the tourists and for the other management purposes. So the fort has been entirely made as a pollution-free location. Likewise, another very significant project which we have taken otherwise, which may not have been possible, making property tax, revolutionizing the system of property taxation through intervention of modern technology using the GIS platform, which has covered the entire city, which is almost ready for commissioning. And this is expected that the city's revenue would almost, if not double, but we are expecting at least it should, be at least 2.5 times more than what the city is earning right now through property tax. This is one very major significant project because in the corporation, Imphal Municipal Corporation is a very financially very weak corporation, and with this, bringing into GIS platform for property management and property tax management, this will give very good financial support and strengthen the capability of the corporation, which will in turn, be a good, service and quality service delivery to the citizens.
Thank you, Mr. Harikumar. We'll come back to Imphal
Yes.
Story again. It's so fascinating, looking at the efforts towards upgrading the heritage, cultural heritage, livelihood, that too for women, creating educational hub, creating social space, which many of us have taken for granted, which was not so easy in case of Srinagar, right? So creating that social space, and then, again, in Kolkata, various steps like, creating apps, spaces for citizen engagement, spaces for expression of arts, culture. Fascinating to hear that. What is heartening is that the planning process has started by the people, for the people. So that has been a fascinating part of it. So if I may come back to Meghna ji, what has contributed to this change? You said there is a development paradigm shift. You said there is a planning paradigm shift. So what has contributed to this? It's not only finance, for sure, but also by looking at the cities differently, by looking at the citizens' needs differently. What contributed to these significant changes?
Well, what my experience says that being a smart city is not just about technology or introducing apps. It's about the ethos of citizens also, the residents who live there, how they are looking at the city. When they can identify themselves that I am a citizen of a smart city. So what happens inside his or her mind is, I have some responsibilities. So I think this also plays in our residence whenever we have place making activities, the challenges we take part under ministry, we always gather citizens, and there are guidelines where we organize events where citizens come and take part. What they are very enthusiastic about, that this is a smart city and we also have some role to play. It is our responsibility that we use the cycle tracks. We don't get the cycle tracks get encroached by hawkers or vendors, by thelas or illegal parking. So we get reports from citizens also that we have a IGMS, Integrated Grievance Management Systems. There also we get photographs from citizens that this particular cycle track is encroached. So that, the cycle track is such a new addition in the city, inside the city, that we have done from Smart City Fund only. But after that also, the residents who are able to relate with that, who have taken the responsibility to relate with that, to keep that intact, to make sure that they cycle. And we always monitor our app. It's increasing day by day, and interestingly, women riders are more in number than male. So it's quite heartening to us that citizens are also coming up and taking part inside this development process. And they are coming up with suggestions, of new docking stations. So we are doing that with their suggestion. They are coming up with suggestions about parks. They have involvement in our green verges. Throughout the city, we have 51 green verges of various size. And we have a policy of green verge adoption by third party, by citizens or institutions. And many block associations or RWAs, they have adopted in true sense, and they are nurturing that green verge. And it's so very delightful to see that they have created a bamboo walk, oxygen corridor, or neem bonani, or a mango orchard, or herbal garden, and it's all their idea only. And we just go and see, we keep on monitoring and go there. There is a dragon fruit orchard. So we enjoy inside the city, administration and citizens in a combined way. So I think that is the key to a successful smart city, that citizens are coming up and they are also relating with various projects that we are trying to make, and various developments that we from administrative side are trying to offer them. They are also the food truck zone. The crowd is like anything. Till midnight, 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. at the night, citizens are there, residents are there.
Right.
So they are responding. The response is very important in my opinion.
And it shows the ownership
Yes,
that
yes,
is
of
being
course.
developed within the city and
Bilkul.
and by monitoring the development and whatever infrastructure has come into place, not to let it go,
Yes,
so
sir.
so that's
Yes, sir.
that's the kind of attitude. Thank you so much. Anuji, what has contributed to these significant changes that you talked about?
Well, इसका तो एक आंसर नहीं है. I can't give you just one answer for this. There are many things which contributed to this change. First of all, I would say that our leadership, who maintained our CEO had a very good term in the office. He was there for almost about 3 years, almost the entire term that we did the planning and the development process. I think that was a very significant contribution from the leadership. The trust that the leadership had in the team of Smart City, the support that the leadership gave to the Smart City, I think that was tremendous. I think it has to be acknowledged. Other thing is that our own CEO, and I think everybody must have heard his name, Mr. Athar Aamir Khan, who is now actually now transferred to another post. He's promoted to another post, but he significantly, through his own efforts, one of the most important things that he did, which is also, I feel, to be acknowledged, is that he set up a very strong in-house planning and engineering team. So in our own smart city, we have two distinct divisions. One is a planning division and one is the engineering division. And both are headed by GMs. The planning team also has about 10 people. The engineering team has about 40 people. So our in-house team is extremely strong, and it is able to monitor, it is able to provide inputs, it is able to themselves design and implement a lot of things. So I think that was a very significant thing that was done, which contributed to the pace of development that you see in Srinagar right now. It was not easy to actually implement a 1,000 crore project in a matter of 3 years. It's not easy at all. And before, when we started 3 years back, we were actually kind of, in a way, not having that direction. And so the CEO and ourselves as a team, we set up this direction together, we strategized, and we kind of took a very conscious decision that we don't want to spread thin. We don't want to fragment the entire money that is being given to us. We wanted to concentrate it only in a very small area. And that area was the CBD area. There are two CBD areas in Srinagar. One is at the heart of Srinagar, which is the Lal Chowk area, which I am sure everybody has heard that name. And the other CBD area is in the old city, which we call it as a Shere Khas. And that's the other CBD area. And both of these CBD areas are significant. They're very important because they, first of all, provide a lot of employment to the people. It's a lot of job generating area. The other is it provides a lot of economy to the city. So most of the footfall is concentrated in these two areas. And I think that our very conscious effort to actually not spread throughout the city with the smart city money, but only do comprehensive development of a CBD area, I think that was a very significant strategic move that I think that contributed to the smart city mission or whatever that we did. The other and the last and one of the most significant is also the participation of the people. So every time in the entire planning, in the development, in the engineering, in the execution process, the people actually gave the support of policing, of monitoring, of giving us the feedback on a regular basis. Our office is completely open all the time, and our CEO himself is very, very, out there. He's always meeting with the people, taking their inputs. So that, I think, is a very important initiative. I would say these four things contributed quite a bit.
Excellent. I think leadership, strategic choice, internal capacity, and participation. Excellent. Amit ji, what has contributed to those significant changes in Ranchi?
I think the core philosophy of Smart City Mission, our JS sir always told us that what is smart in a smart city? The smartness is to get more from less. This is the core philosophy of the Smart City Mission. And we are following the same thing in Ranchi Smart City. By investing 1,000 crore rupees in 4 years, we are in a situation to earn 2,500 crore revenue from it. That will sustain our SPB in the future also. And more important, to attract 40,000 crore investment in this particular Ranchi Smart City in residential, commercial, institutional, mixed use, and public and semi-public categories. So the core philosophy, we are following the same thing, and we are trying to replicate it in the different part of the state also. Second important thing, that the kind of urban planning we need, we have to take feedback from the people also. And I think to collect the aspiration and the need of the people, you have to do your planning accordingly. So in Ranchi Smart City, I will tell you that we have followed all the practices during planning, and Ranchi Smart City has been planned in such a way that you can play, learn, work, and leisure. These four activities in a very cohesive manner. And during Corona time also, one has always experienced that there is no gap between workplace and the living space. Both has mixed up in Corona period. So in Ranchi Smart City, the planning in such a way that you can live there, you can work there. If you have time, you can spend time, and leisure facility is also there. So you have to take care the every need and aspiration of the people. This is the core philosophy and core motivating things in planning part. And of course, I agree with both the speaker earlier also. The leadership at the central level and the leadership at the state level played very significant role in implementation of these projects in Ranchi Smart City. Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji. I think the key word is leveraging. How do you multiply what you have got already? So that's the message I'm getting from your sharing. Mr. Harikumar, the changes that you have just described, what has contributed to those changes?
As the other speakers have pointed out, it is the central leadership, it is the state leadership, it is the leadership within the organization. Apart from that, what really has also contributed to the success of Smart City mission in the city is, as I said, the public participations, public's support and their participation in every part of the implementation, right from planning stage to the implementation stage. And because apart from, as Amitji said, smartness is getting things done from the from less resources. Very true. In our approach, not only that, our approach has been that whatever intervention, technology interventions, and other modern interventions, we have seen that we have been careful that it is whatever development or whatever activities we intervene should not be deharmonizing the cultural fabric, the heritage, and the taste and habits of the citizens. So that being taken into account, that being placed into priority. So there has been a lot of public support and participation, which made this endeavor very successful so far. Though, in spite of all, in spite of many hurdles we had, maybe you are all aware of the recent communal violences, which has really, delayed the implementation of our projects. It has really disturbed the fabric, the communal fabric of the state. Of course, that is now coming to normalcy, coming to its original setup, and it is, at least in the city of Imphal, everything is coming to normal, and that again has been played by the citizens themselves to come to this harmonious level of the state.
Thank you so much. So it's so important to be and remain culturally sensitive, and seeking harmony with the existing culture, and many a times we do not understand this and undermine this. So if I now come back and ask, we don't have much time, just take a minute and say that what is being, or what efforts are being made to make those changes more sustainable, so that it continues. It's not a one-off change. It's not that SPB is gone, or leadership has changed and those changes have disappeared. We do not want that kind of situation. So what efforts are being made in Kolkata to make those changes sustainable?
Yes, sure. The sustainability is definitely one of the three pillars of Smart City Mission, we all know. Uh, Definitely in all our projects, maybe it is revenue generating or maybe not, but the sustainability factor has been ensured by, as I said, by acceptance of people so that it can sustain organically within the city system. And apart from that, there are revenue generating projects as well. Our community halls are there, the multi-level car parking is there, the affordable housing, huge affordable housing is there. So revenue generation is a recurring process that has been ensured through Smart City. And the e-district, the portal, the platform that has been, that integration has also been done through Smart City project, Smart City Fund. I mean the portal, e-district portal through which we are connected with the e-district platform, that is also through Smart City. So the property tax, the huge property tax, building plan sanction, trade license fees, all the fees, that platform itself has been created through Smart City Fund. So revenue sharing and the source of fund is not an issue in the way of sustenance of SPV. That is there. But SPV has to find out that on which grounds, on which platforms it will pick up to choose its way forward or do the future works. That depends on the state government as well, that in which way they want to utilize us. So the future will tell that in which way it will sustain.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Anuji?
So for any sustainability, there are two things which are required. One is money, one is people. So I would say these are the two things that we have sort of thought about for the sustainability. For people, I would say that we, as the philosophy put forward by the CEO and the entire leadership and the board of the Smart City Mission, Smart City of Srinagar, it was a very conscious effort to actually invest in high quality professionals inside the smart city. So all of them are hired from the market and they are in-house, and it's a very strong planning and engineering team that we have. And I feel that that's a very significant step that the mission has taken, that our board has taken. Because unless you have quality manpower, anything which is to be delivered is of lower quality. So I think that is a very important thing towards sustainability. The other very important thing that we have done is to invest in revenue generating projects. So there are 4 or 5 very significant kind of projects which I would like to mention. One is the IT based parking management system. Now in our Srinagar city, we never invested on any making of MLCPs or any other parking structures. What we did was actually integrate all the existing MLCPs and the roadside parking into a one single management structure. And that management structure was completely outsourced. It is IT based, and one can see it on the app where you can park, where you can't park, and where it is occupied, where it is not occupied. It has actually generated 10 times more money to the corporation than the previous way of auctioning of parking. So that has now completely changed. It is generating a lot of revenue for the corporation, which was earlier not there. The other is that, as I mentioned, that we have invested in a lot of creation of social spaces. Now, one of the things that people desire when they come to a social space is that they can hang around, they can spend more time. And for that, we have created some kiosks. We have created these temporary shelters for food and beverages to happen. And so they are now a lot of them, which were earlier non-existent. So now a new kiosks have been there. There are cafes now opening up. So that again will contribute a lot to the sustainability. The other is that we are now, the government of J&K has invested on public transport projects from which the fare, whatever is generated, is going to come to the smart city office. There's the fourth project is the SD-Net that we have created. It's a 200-kilometer network of fiber optic network of 96 cores, and out of which we are using only 12 cores, and the other 84 cores are waiting to be auctioned. And I think that is a very, again, a very significant source of revenue for Smart City. And we are constantly kind of generating more projects as and when, as we go along.
I'm sure. Amitji.
I think as far as the sustainability is concerned, three things are very important. First, the planning part. The planning should be such a way that it should be sustainable in nature, particularly in infrastructure. It should be climatic resilient infrastructure, and it should be functional also. So in Ranchi Smart City, we have managed during the planning of this Ranchi Smart City, because it's a greenfield project, not the redevelopment or a retrofitting type of project. So we have the liberty to plan as per the need and aspiration of the common people and the need of the city itself. So the planning part. Second important thing is the sustainability of the fund to run the show. So again, I will tell that in Ranchi Smart City, the fund is not a problem. It will sustain in the future also, because in non-residential we will collect the leasehold rent also from the different bidders and the bidding power itself. And third one is to connect it with the public ownership. If you are creating any type of infrastructure, the ownership should be on the public itself. And if we are able to create such type of public pride, that Ranchi Smart City or any smart city project is not related to any government or any SPV. It's related for the common public, and people have to take care of this project. Then it will be sustainable if planning and the other parties taken care of.
Thank you. Mr. Singh.
I definitely endorse what my other speakers have said. But for sustainability, one very important factor is the ownership by the citizen. Unless a project is owned by the citizen themselves, whether you have money, you have other systems created, unless it is owned by the citizen as their own assets, I think the sustainability of any project, of any mission will be in question mark. In case of Imphal, as I said, everything has been very citizen-centric. We have, and since our financial sources are very limited, our corporation is financially very weak. We have always, whenever we developed a project, wherever possible, we have tried to build a revenue model in each in each project, wherever possible. And it is not possible for every project to have a revenue model, but wherever possible, we have done it. However small they may be, but at least it should contribute financially and the belongingness, the sense, create a belongingness of the citizens of owning that assets. So I think this is a very important factor for any public facility you create, that you create ownership with the citizen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.